Welcome to Prophecy for Now. It's April 22nd, 2024, almost 5:30 p.m. where I am in the northeastern part of the United States. So the Lord launched me into ministry in 2022 on YouTube and on Facebook where I do most of my work. So since that time, I have not received any monetary gifts. And it's because the Lord has not chosen to do it that way, right? But what I have done is I have supported other YouTube ministries in different ways. But we're going to talk about financial. I supported them financially. So the Lord gave me a dream on Friday, April 12th, 2024, and He wants me to call out a particular person. There are other people that fit this category, but He's only showed her particular face. He wants me to address her, and the name of the person is Yeshua Vibes. She also has a YouTube ministry for those who are not familiar. So He gave me a dream, and in this dream, it was a church setting. And I went to take my seat. I passed some people, others besides Yeshua, that I knew that they were aware of my ministry, but they had not supported the ministry. And I sat opposite of Yeshua and I adjusted the bench where we were sitting. So Yeshua's vibe, she did not look my way. I'm not sure what her real name is. That's the ministry name. But she did not look my way. I didn't expect her to in the dream. And she looked like she was very aware that I was there. But, sometimes you don't want to see a person and you're kind of stiff and you just don't even want to turn your head to look at them. That's how it was in the dream, right? So then the Lord followed with the song, I'm available. Lord, I'm available to you. He followed with that song. He dropped that in my spirit after the dream. The next day, I was on YouTube scrolling, and Yeshua Vibe, she's not somebody I follow like all the time. Some people I follow a little more closely, but I see the very next day that she had a community post in which she listed people that had been, had given to her ministry like over time, over the months. And she was thanking these particular people. So I was surprised because I just had a dream about her, right? So I look at this list and my name was not on the list. And I checked my Cash App. I had given to her 5 times throughout the months. So I'm looking on this list. I'm looking twice, 3 times just to make sure my name is not on this list, right? And the Lord, like I said, He had just gave me the dream. It was really quick. He had just gave me the dream the day before. So I look at the words that she wrote in this post, and one of the things she said was the biggest encouragement while walking by faith is the light being shown through others. I am praying over this list. So then the Lord had me start thinking, because I had given to her 5 times and she didn't acknowledge it. So, and she's aware she didn't acknowledge it, right? So the Lord wants us to be, to rethink our giving. So what we're seeing now is a lot of exposure. And imagine how much people have been giving into certain ministries and what was being done with what they were giving. They weren't giving into somebody walking with good fruit, right? So He wants us to rethink our giving. And, I thought of the fact that Yeshua, she has 2 adult sons. And I said, wait a minute. I'm giving to this woman and her 2 adult sons Meanwhile, I have an adult son, and my son, he works with me. I have a business. For those who don't know, not familiar with me, the Lord gave me a business, so he works in the business. We're in our 4th year, and my son, he hasn't except for vacation, he has not taken off any days. He works very hard. So I said, wait a minute, I can give to my son. Then the Lord started highlighting even today his good fruit. So that's what the Lord wants us to know in giving. You want to, my son, I'm with him daily, right? Because we work together. So we want to know people more before we give into their ministry. I think it's important, I think it's important that the Lord is highlighting that it's important to know the fruit of these people we're giving to, right? Now, the exposure of this person is for her, it's for Yeshua Vibes, it's for her, right? So she can repent. But it's also because the Lord is using her as an example. And when he gave the song, I'm available to you, he wants us to be available to do the uncomfortable things, right? To apply the word, because it's biblical to call out by name. And the Lord is doing a new thing, right? I personally had not seen too much exposure by name, but this is what he's doing now, because his standards are high and we have to meet his standards in ministry. He expressed to me the idea of full-time ministry. Full-time ministry is a misnomer. Okay, especially if you're a prophet, you're pretty much on call. The Lord can talk to you anytime, wake you up at night. It's full-time, right? So I'm full-time ministry and I'm full-time working on this job. Although I haven't worked as much on the job, because when you're doing ministry, just like today, for example, the Lord had this message as I'm preparing for work. He's downloading stuff, right? So I'm taking notes as I'm preparing for work, right? This is full time. And if you're investing time into the ministry, it will be less time and the other work that you have to do, right? The other work he has called you to do. Now, I know, according to the word, I think in Matthew 10, some people he will call to leave jobs and stuff, right? I'm not saying that he doesn't call people to do that. And he didn't show me anything in particular about anything, if he called them or not. But what he wants us to be is gracious receivers. When we receive gifts, he wants us to receive graciously with respect and with gratitude. Okay? So I'm looking at my notes, guys. Like I said, he was downloading some stuff on my way to this job. So he wants us to be available to call out the names when he tells us to call out the names, right? There's no more cover-ups. He's not doing that. No, he never was doing that, but especially now, he's putting an end to that, right? I'm just going to see what else he said, guys. Hold on one second. Yeah, and he wants people to not be confused. It's going to be really clear, very evident. When he calls out a name, you're going to see who it is and what they did and what they do, right? Because he's making an example out of people for correction. And I think, guys, that is... and then he also wants us to know that, for those that he hasn't called to leave their jobs, they are still worthy, right? They are worthy of their food, all right? Because we are workmen doing the work of the Lord. So whether you have a full-time job or a part-time job or no job, you're still worthy of your food. Okay? So he wants us to know that. And I think that's it, guys. God bless you.